In this video, I want to share 7 things that could destroy your sobriety. This will help set you up for success and make sure you're aware of any pitfalls or dangers that could potentially derail your journey to living your best alcohol-free life. So the first thing on my list of the things that could potentially destroy your sobriety is when you don't have a good reason why. Having a strong reason why will keep you motivated. Think about a time in your life when you've wanted to achieve something. Maybe you've wanted to move house, have a baby, start a new career. It always begins with a strong reason why. The stronger your reason why, the more motivated you're going to be to achieve it. Just think about that in the context of things that you've already achieved in your life. Think about the reason why that you had for those things that you achieved. You need to have a strong reason why as you move into your alcohol-free life. For me, my reason why was that I no longer wanted to put alcohol in front of my wife, in front of my son. I could see the impact it was having on those relationships. And I was also worried about my health. I didn't want to die before I reached the age of 50. They were all strong reasons why, and that really helped to motivate me, and it gave me everything that I needed to push forward and stick with it even when the times became tough. The second thing that could destroy your sobriety is if you think that you're losing out. If you feel like you're missing out by not having alcohol in your life, it can be a fast track to drinking again. Whereas if you recognise everything that you're gaining through living an alcohol-free life, it's a different story. So it's really important to understand what you will gain through being sober. Now there's other videos on my YouTube channel that talk about this, but the reality is so much changes for the better. Everything from your skin and the darkness under your eyes, to your emotional well-being, to a reduction in anxiety, to better sleep, better connection with the people that you love. Everything changes. So please don't think that you're going to lose out or you're going to miss out on anything, because when you actually look at the reality, it's not the case. The third threat to your sobriety is your environment. Now think about it, if you leave a half empty bottle of white wine in your fridge, you might be fine right now, but at some point, potentially when you've become emotionally vulnerable, you might find that just by having that around, it becomes too much of a temptation and you make the decision to drink. I often share the story of somebody who's decided to start eating healthily, and in the first week that they decide to do this, they prepare all their meals at the weekend. They've got them all ready for the week ahead in their fridge, and they do great. But in the second week, they fail to prepare. Now they work long hours, they get home from work really late, and on that first Monday they come home, there's no healthy meal in the fridge, there's a pizza menu on the side in the kitchen. What do? They order a pizza. They're right back to their old habits. Whereas if those healthy meals had been in the fridge, it wouldn't have happened. So it's all about our environment. And if you can do the same by making sure that you don't have alcohol in the house, which is the equivalent of the pizza menu and the empty fridge, you're going to make your own life so much easier. You're essentially removing temptation out of your own way. The fourth thing that can trip people up is when they continue with the same rituals, the same routines that they carried out when they were drinking. For example, heading to the pub every single day to meet their friends and sitting in the corner drinking sparkling water, thinking that everything's going to be okay. You've probably heard me use the phrase before, but if you sit in a barber's for long enough, you're going to get a haircut. And if you carry out the same routines, like visiting the pub over and over and perhaps feeling pretty miserable while you're sat there as though you're missing out, then eventually you're going to give in. It's not going to be fun. You're not going to enjoy yourself. So it's important to make new routines, new rituals. And there's another video on my YouTube channel that speaks to exactly this point. But take a look at your own routines and rituals and think about what you can change. It makes sense to create a new sober ritual, one that works for you. Shake things up a little bit. Get out of your comfort zone. You don't have to sit down in front of the TV at the exact same time every single night. There's a big wide world out there waiting for you to explore it. I've talked in other videos about finding your passion, finding your joy, getting back into those hobbies that you stopped doing when you were younger because alcohol stole the joy from you. So take a good look at your routines and rituals and you'll find that you make everything easier for yourself. Number 5 on my list is when we go it alone. I see this happen quite often where people try and quit drinking without any support around them. They don't tell their closest friends and family members, and they don't even join a community online of other people who are on the exact same journey as them. I would invite you to find that community, to speak with complete vulnerability to the people who are important to you in your life. The worst thing you can do is go it alone, because as soon as it starts to get challenging, you've got nobody that you can turn to. Your mind will play tricks on you, and before you know it, you'll find that you're right back down the rabbit hole drinking again. That's not to say that some people who go it alone don't succeed, but the people who do the best tend to be the ones who surround themselves with like-minded individuals who are on that exact same path to alcohol freedom. Now, it's not just in the early stages of sobriety that we can trip ourselves up. It can happen further down the line, especially if we fail to learn how to meet our needs in a healthy way. And this is a process of learning and finding out who we really are by understanding our values, understanding what we really like and what we enjoy and what we don't like and where we need to set boundaries in our lives. But if we fail to learn how to meet our needs in a healthy way, then we're going to struggle as we continue forward. It all starts with understanding how we feel. If we can identify how we feel by using something like the emotion wheel that's on the screen right now, then we can easily learn how to meet our needs. For example, if you feel angry or rage at a particular point in time, then something like chopping wood or a vigorous workout is exactly what you're going to need. That is a healthy coping mechanism. Opening a bottle of wine is not. So take some time to explore how to meet your needs in a healthy way, and you'll be surprised at how much progress you make. You simply won't need alcohol if you can start to understand how you feel and learn how to meet your needs, especially when those challenging feelings come to the surface. And the final one to watch out for is fade-in effect bias. Now, our brains help us out. They get rid of negative memories faster than they get rid of positive memories. But when you quit drinking, this means that the negative memories of your drinking behaviour fade faster than the positive memories. And this can present a challenge because it can cause us to put rose-tinted spectacles on, cause us to start thinking that things really weren't that bad when we were drinking, when the reality is that they were very bad. So not only is it important to reflect and to keep a journal and to look back at your early entries to get really clear on how bad it actually was, it's also important to be really aware of fade-in effect bias. Now, there's a video right next to me that goes into much more depth about fade-in effect bias, and I want you to be aware of this. Click on the video now, you can watch that next, and I'll see you again soon on the next video.